Hey, welcome to EPN. My name is Victor Lucas, and we bring you the latest in everything cool every single day around here, thanks to viewers, supporters, and now sponsors just like you. Thank you so much. We've got a couple of birthdays that we have to give a shout out to. Jordan Cunningham and Abdul Aletu. Happy birthday, you two. We got your rundown. Here you go. One of the biggest PC games in the world is about to become one of the biggest mobile games in the world. PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds developer Bluehole has announced that they're working on a mobile version of the game for smartphones. Bluehole is working on the mobile version alongside Chinese publisher Tencent, which recently picked up the rights to distribute the PC version of the game in China. So right now, the mobile version is being developed for the Chinese market. However, there's a good chance it will be coming to North America and other territories. In the official announcement, Tencent says that the mobile version will be landing in China first, implying that an international release will follow sometime after. Given how popular the game is worldwide, it makes sense that they would want to give it as wide a release as possible. As for what players can expect, Bluehole says that the mobile version will be faithful to the gameplay of the PC version, although we're a little skeptical about how well it will translate to a touchscreen. Here's hoping that it will have support for external controllers. There's no release window yet for the mobile version, although it will probably arrive sometime after the game's official PC rollout in China. Here in North America, the finished 1.0 version of the game hits Steam next month alongside the Xbox One version on December 12th. A retro-style 3D platformer is jumping over to the Nintendo Switch. Developer Playtonic Games has announced that their 3D platformer Yooka-Laylee will hit the Nintendo Switch on December 14th, 8 months after it was first released on other platforms. The game is modeled after the 3D platformers of the late 90s, most of which were made for the Nintendo 64, so it's fitting that it's finally coming to a Nintendo system. This has been a long time coming. Yooka-Laylee was kickstarted back in 2015 and was originally going to come to the Wii U, but that version was canceled in favor of the Switch version. Playtonic says that the Switch version will have all the post-launch updates and fixes that they've made to the other versions of the game, including the more recent changes to the camera system, which received criticism when the game first launched. Hopefully that will make it all worth the wait. Gamers will soon be able to take part in some of the most intense and explosive moments in human history. Developer Firaxis Games has announced Rise and Fall, the first big expansion for last year's Civilization 6. Like before, players will be able to build up their own empires, but the thing that sets this expansion apart from the main game is that your empire will be challenged by specific moments of upheaval from human history, like the Black Death Plague and rise of totalitarianism during World War II. Players will have to work hard and use their wits if they want their civilization to persevere and overcome these challenges. Civilization 6 Rise and Fall will hit the PC on February 8th. If you think the DC movie Suicide Squad might have missed its mark, the person behind the film might agree with you. Suicide Squad director David Ayer has shed new light on some of the mistakes he made with the film, specifically those surrounding the iconic DC villain, the Joker. Writing to fans on Twitter, Ayer admits that the Joker should have had a bigger part in the film, and even goes so far as to say that he should have been the main villain rather than a supporting character. He also admits that although he's proud of the film overall, it would have been a bigger success had he done a better job. Suicide Squad was a box office hit despite being universally panned by critics, with most of the problems stemming from its frenzied editing and pacing. How much of that was really Ayer's fault or a result of studio interference is a matter of debate, but that hasn't stopped Ayer from publicly taking responsibility, and this isn't the first time he's done it. Back in January, he released a statement saying that he should have given the film a more grounded story and more character development, and if he could go back, he'd do things differently. He might get a chance to do just that. Warner Brothers and DC have already brought him back to develop a big-screen Gotham City Sirens movie, which will reunite him with Suicide Squad actors Margot Robbie and Jared Leto. We'll keep our fingers crossed that it will be an improvement. Marvel makes some of the biggest movies in the world, but a Marvel game has died a premature death. The online MOBA game Marvel Heroes shut down yesterday afternoon on all platforms, more than a month ahead of schedule. Developer Gazillion Entertainment first announced earlier this month that the game would be shutting down, but they had originally said that the servers would stay online until the end of the year. In a statement, Gazillion says that they just couldn't keep things up and running any longer, and the reason is even more depressing. The studio itself is officially shut down as well, confirming the rumors of its closure that first surfaced last week. This is obviously very sad news for all the Gazillion employees, as well as for the fans of Marvel Heroes who have spent time and money building up a roster of characters. We wish all the former Gazillion employees the best of luck. The Trials of the Nine aren't the only trials in Destiny 2. Activision and Bungie have released a free trial version of the new online shooter on all platforms. Players have the ability to try out campaign missions in 2 locations, the European Dead Zone and Saturn's moon Titan, as well as quick-play multiplayer matches in the game's Crucible. Free players are capped at level 7, although if you decide to purchase the full game, your progress will carry over. Activision and Bungie released a similar trial version of the first Destiny game, so they're hoping that this will have the same level of success with recruiting new players. For those of you who have already purchased the full Destiny 2, you'll soon have the chance to buy even more stuff. The game's first DLC expansion, Curse of Osiris, hits all platforms on December 5th and can only be bought through the game's 2-part expansion pass, which costs $50 in Canada. It gives players new campaign missions on Mercury, along with new multiplayer arenas, weapons, and gear. Some of the content is exclusive to the PS4, which means it will be missing from the Xbox One and PC versions, although those versions will still cost the same amount of money. Assassin's Creed fans may be able to go rogue with one of the more lesser-known games in the franchise. A current-gen port of the last-gen game Assassin's Creed Rogue might be on the way. Several European retailers have listed an unannounced PS4 and Xbox One version of the game slated for release in March 2018, although at the time we're filming this, no official announcement has been made by Ubisoft. Assassin's Creed Rogue was like 5 Assassin's Creed games ago, so don't feel bad if you don't remember it. The game was first released in 2014 on the PS3 and Xbox 360 and was the last game in the series for that console generation. Most people skipped it, however, because it was released alongside the bigger Assassin's Creed Unity on the PS4 and Xbox One. Rogue was arguably a better game, though, giving players a more nuanced story where you play as a Templar in the 7 Years' War, complete with the popular naval combat from the previous game, Black Flag. It would be cool to see Rogue get some new life on current systems, so we'll let you know if new details come in. And that wraps us up for the rundown today. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be back again tomorrow with a brand new episode. In the meantime, check out some of the other content that we've been making for you. And if you dig it, hit subscribe, that little bell, and if you're so inclined, that sponsorship button too.